yeah, so I think, yeah, this is a pretty decent preparation. Hello, in this video I'm going to demonstrate tooth number 12, DO preparation. So what I first do is making a punch cut on the distal area. And I know the diameter of the burr, which is 1.6 millimeter in length, and also the width is about 0.6 millimeter. So first I go full depth. And then I'm not going to work a lot, but I'm going to extend it a little bit. Buccolingually. I'm going to separate it from the and then now I'm going to extend it occlusal table, and also I can also make some punch cut on the occlusal table as well. Make sure that the burr, the long axis, is aligned with the tooth, because you might tilt your burr handpiece like this, or you might tilt it like that. Then it'll cause a tilted preparation, which is not like ideal. So it needs to be perpendicular to the long axis of the tooth. And also, since the crown is slightly tilted, you can also go slightly tilted as the crown long axis is like this, but not too much or not too leaning towards the facial. So once you go, verify whether you are within the center of the groove. Center of the groove is here, so still good. And as you can see, there is some groovy here, so I'm gonna go a little bit buccally. Like this. Let me close it up for its better resolution, and I'm going to lock the zoom, like the focus. So once we achieve smoothing it a little bit, so at this point we can see the tooth better because the occlusal table has been cleared, right? If you happen to just drill the proximal box right away, then this area is covering the proximal box, so you do not be able to see it well. So once I make a punch cut, I'd like to make a occlusal table as well. And then now I work on more on the proximal box so that you know, since it has already 1.5 millimeter depth, I can go a little bit further down. Some people prefer to use a 145 burr, but I prefer to use a 330 burr because it is safer for me. So I'm now moving it like this, buccolingually, preventing the burr to be burned. Let me focus the screen a little bit. Okay. So for me to safely remove the burr, I usually stop in the cavity. Not while the burr is running, I don't take it out because I might hit the adjacent tooth or adjacent area. So the contact is pretty high. As you can see, the contact is this much. For this 12 and 13, the contact is tight, so I need to go up to this much. So I'm going to move more buccally. First, cut the carvo surface first. And always check. The reason why I drill the carvo surface first, this is the carvo surface, the top portion. I can really visualize the extent, but if I began to drill the lower portion, then I might ending up too much extending and making it unstable, like too divergent. So I hit the carvo surface to make it to visualize the boundary, and then I prep the lower portion. Now I'm going to flatten the wall, because now it is a slant. It is safer with 330 burr because the top portion, this area, is non-cutting. So even though I go like buccally or lingually at the full depth, it is preventing to cut further than the carvo surface. So at this point, let me blow with the syringe. At this time, I'm solely depending on the cell phone screen to visualize it. So let's see how it turns out to be. Lingual, so if I cut it like this, I do have some clearance, so the lingual area is okay. And for the buccal, so if I cut it like this, I still need to extend it a little bit more, right? So we need to always probably it could be, we would be able to achieve a little bit of clearance, but yeah, let's make it right first. Let's make it straight first. So when you're using the enamel hatchet, and especially on this type of tooth, don't twist it and break the shell. Then you might be ending up chipping the adjacent area. So what I recommend, is vertical strike is the best. If the wall is too thick still, then use a handpiece to thin the wall and then do it. And if you are working on the accidental 8x tooth, it is more fragile, and some people say that don't use the handy instrument at all, but like when you get to use it very gently. But like for this accidental, just regular type of tooth, it is okay to use some force to crack it. And also, if the width of the proximal box is too small still, then I prefer to use the handy instrument to widen the pulpal axial wall like this. See, even with the handy instrument, we can carve the axial wall. I'm now carving the axial wall. Now it is a handheld, but like it is the same. If you are using the mouse meter in direct vision, you can use mouse meter like this, looking at the distal area, and carve it with the handy instrument. So it is important to know the diameter of the handy instrument as well. The hand instrument that I'm using is a 1.2 millimeter. So now if it fits, then now I know that, oh, this is a bigger than 1.2 millimeter. Be careful not to slip, and make the cover surface 90 degree, and make sure that the handy instrument is sharp. And also sometimes you can use your thumb to give extra force and also guide. Initially I used to use the 4.0 loop, but I got to have a 6.0 loop. Once I have a 6.0 loop, I feel like I am 101 want to with the loop with the tooth. So like higher magnification, you can have a better details, but the thing is with the 6.0 loop, it has a very shallow depth of field of view, and depth of focus is very shallow, so even slight movement might make you out of focus. Now I am prepping these tooth, just looking at the cell phone screen that I'm recording this video. So I don't know whether I'd prep it with great details, but I'm gonna try. I always wanted to film my videos with the first point of first person view. So on the dexterity exam, since it is requiring a lot of precision, a lot of times I work with the hand files, but not on the actual patients. And since it is the amalgam prep, we need so we need to make it really nice. And also, especially since it is the exam, we need to make it nicer. So almost there is a clearance, but we need to make it a little bit wider, because this exploder is a 0.5 millimeter exploder. That's why knowing the instrument's diameter is very important. So at this point, working only solely with the hand instrument has a limitation, so I'm gonna just make a little bit of groove, and then I'm going to work with the hand instrument. If I make a groove, it is easier to prep with the hand instrument. So at this point, I need to work only a little. See that the bird is fully sunk, so it will not go beyond the cover surface. And also I'm going to drop the floor a little bit lower. So with 330 I can safely drop the floor as well and extend it, making it flatter, because the 330 the tip is the cutting edge is only 1.6, and the rest of that is the rest of the shank is just a non-cutting shank. Can you see the grooves that I made on the floor here? And I'm going to flatten it with the instruments, with the striking motion. And then you see the ditch that I made here, and I'm going to cut the rest of them with the enamel hatchet. So I use a scraping motion. It requires finger strength. See, the floor has been smoothened. Please watch the video on sharpening the instrument. Very important, very important. We need to use the sharp instruments for us to have a really easy and clean cut and suffer less and prevent slipping. Dull instruments doesn't cut. See the clean, and also there we began to see the gingival clearance more. So scraping motion. And then vertical cut. And I'm going to flatten this area. I like scraping motion. I really give a lot of force on this. Good. Let's check with the exploder. Almost. Right? I think there is a 0.5 clearance. Almost. So using the exploder, we can make a clearance as well. We are breaking actually some contacts, so we are loosening. Yeah, so we can say that it has clearance, slightly tight, but this much should be okay, not a problem. We have a visible clearance, and also the floor is flat. And when you want to, like, you see that the curvature of the axial wall is following the outer surface, and let's make this side a little bit flatter. I'm now curving the cover surface to make it more straight line. Looking better. So doctor said bird is to define and hand instrument is to refine. So now let's move on to the with the handpiece that I'm going to make the outline form more pleasing. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to make this area rounded. So let me get a better angulation. So at the full depth, it needs to be at least 1.5 millimeter at the deepest portion. This is the deepest portion and this is the deepest portion. So we are in a good depth. We can extend it up to 2 millimeter. In 8x it is 3 millimeter depth. So with this depth, you need to see how my feet work when I do this. I'm rounding up the corner. So I hit the cover surface first and then go lower. Don't hit the lower portion first before you if you want to modify the outline form. Hit the cover surface first, modify the top portion first, and then go at the full depth. By doing so, you can avoid making a huge undercut. Because by cutting the cover surface first, you can define the outline better. And then make sure that you are making it slightly smoothing the wall. Lingual surface as well. only looking into the screen of the cell phone, it is kind of a lot challenging. Okay, but still looking nice. So it should be 1 millimeter in width. The isthmus needs to be 1 millimeter. So here is Dr. Sung's cheap RGS, which is a stainless wire, which is 1 millimeter, and it doesn't pass, which means that it is still small. So at this point, if you look at it, we can see that the buccal cusp is higher, which means that we need to reduce the lingual one so that as it gets shorter, it becomes higher. So I'm going to reduce the lingual surface. Okay, still tight. Tighter one, we can extend it, but like if it is too wide, it is impossible to add up the material there. So widen the carbo surface area first, and then go at the full depth. Okay, now we have sufficient space. Yay! Okay, very good. And for the dovetail here, make sure that it is following the contour of the visual margin. It is pretty following, and it should not be divergent. It should be convergent. I forgot. Like, it should not be like that. The internal wall, the wall needs to be this external wall. Visual wall needs to be not like that, but it should be at least parallel or slightly like that. And it needs to have at least like 1.5, but like 2 millimeter safe side. Okay, good, looking good. Okay, now I'm going to just to define with the explorer. No, not explorer, the enamel hatchet. Just to make sure that it is more defined, looking nicer. What is that? That is from the gum, or yeah, it could be. Yeah, it is the gum, and I can refine using the enamel hatchet here, just slightly. You can use the push motion to remove irregularity, and also you can scrape the wall of the pulpal floor to make it smoother. Very good. So let's unscrew and see. First, let's evaluate the adjacent tooth. Adjacent tooth has minor scratches. Here, as you can see, here is some scratches, but it is not that bad. I think this is from the enamel hatchet, but this is a minor. And yep, good. And this is the prep. It does need to be really flat. It could be rounder, but this is decent. And there is no I forgot to bevel the axial pulpal line angle. Oh my, axial pulpal line angle needs to be beveled so that enamel will not fracture. So this is the known as enamel hatchet. I'm going to demonstrate. So you see that this is curved and this side is slanted, right? So this is a distal side, like that. It goes like that. The 45 bevel goes right there at the corner, okay, at the corner, and then twist it, engage, and then twist it. You need to hear the scratching sound. So engage and twist. Like that. And turn it to the other side, and then engage, and then twist. Engage and twist. I also have a video on sharpening the gingival margin trimmer, so please watch the video and sharpen them before you do the exam or practice. So if you bevel them, you will have a nice bevel. Do you see the bevel? Right there. Yeah, you'll see the nice bevel. And now it is well, the walls are well converged. I think it converge is the right term. If I have made a mistake, please understand. And the depth is like about 2 millimeter. Good. And the width is about 1.5. Good. It's most good. And the marginal ridge, it has about like 2 millimeter or 1.8. It is still good. And the proximal box 2mm, it is also within acceptable width. Yeah, so I think, yeah, this is a pretty decent preparation. Yeah, so it is my first time videoing first person view, and hope this video helped you and enjoyed. May God bless you. Thank you.